Hi guys, good day. Gusto ko yung i-discuss sa inyo ngayon yung bank reconciliations. So tapos na tayo sa other topics, move on na tayo dito sa 1.3 ng ating discussion material. Ginawa ko siya ng PowerPoint, yung bank reconciliations. So yung magiging focus points natin for this discussion, we have the definition, the reconciling items, at saka yung different methods related sa bank reconciliation. Okay, so start ako mag-discuss. Definition ng bank reconciliation. Ano nga ba yung bank reconciliation? It is a statement that brings the cash balance per book and cash balance per bank into agreement. Okay, kung iisipin nyo, si company, meron siyang records ng cash in bank account, tas si bank meron din siyang own records kung ano ba yung nangyari sa account ni depositor company. Kung iisipin nyo, si company nagde-deposito doon sa bangko. So both parties, si company at saka si bank, meron silang own records. Okay, to reconcile, kasi minsan nakakaroon ng differences in the records si company or si book doon naman sa records ni bank. So kailangan ang bank reconciliation in order to determine kung ano ba yung na-record na at hindi pa na-record ng both parties. Okay? So, isipin nyo na lang yung transactions ng company at ng bangko. Okay? So, marami silang transactions, marami silang hindi na-record, at meron din silang mga error sa mga recording. Okay? So, needed talaga yung bank reconciliation, lalo na kung maraming bank accounts si company sa different banks. Okay? A bank reconciliation is prepared usually in monthly basis since bank provides bank statement every month. Okay. Usually kasi si bangko nagre-report yan kay company depositor. Yung ginagawa ni company, nagde-deposit, nagwi-withdraw, nagbabayad, yung ginagawa naman ni bangko, gumagawa siya ng report kung paano ba nadagdagan, nabawasan, or inadjust yung kanyang uh, records pertaining dun sa bank account ni company depositor. Okay? Responsible si uh, bank dun sa transactions na nangyayari kasi nga siya yung record keeper ng uh, account na yan. So, yung nangyayari, yung usual na pag-provide ni bangko ng report, monthly. At yung tawag dun sa report na binibigay niya, bank statement po yun. Okay? So, yung bank statement, yung pinaka, ano niya, reflection dun sa libro ni company or dun sa books ni company, yung tinatawag po nating bank account ledger. Okay? Nagme-maintain si company ng kanyang bank account ledger, then nagme-maintain naman si bangko ng kanyang sariling ledger o mas kilala sa tawag na report na bank statement. Okay? So, tapos na ako dun sa definition. Proceed ako dito sa reconciling items. Of course, we are talking about bank reconciliation. Siyempre, nagre-reconcile tayo ng records ni bank at ni book. Yung tawag sa mga items na nagpo-provide ng reconciling effect, yun po yung tawag ay reconciling items. Okay? These are items that gives reconciling effects in order to bring into balance the cash per book and per bank. Okay? So, sa book ni company, ina-adjust natin using book reconciling items, yung tawag doon. Doon naman sa bangko, bank reconciling items. Pero yung nagpre-prepare po ng ating bank reconciliation, hindi po si bangko. Si company po yung gumagawa ng bank reconciliation. Ngayon, magtatanong kayo, ano nga ba yung mga reconciling items? Yung reconciling items natin, dalawa. Na-mention ko kanina, book and bank reconciling items. So, i-discuss ko kung ano ba yung mga reconciling items na yan. Unahin muna natin sa book reconciling items. Unahin natin sa credit memos. Okay. Ano nga ba yung tinatawag na credit memos? Credit memos, these are items not representing deposits but credited by the bank into the account of depositor. Kung baga, dinagdagan ni bangko yung balance ng bank account mo pero hindi siya nagre-represent as deposit. Yung concept ng credit memos, dinagdagan yung bank account mo, nag-record na si bank pero hindi ka pa nag-record. Hindi pa nag-record si company or si depositor. Kaya yung credit memos, addition yan sa records. Okay? Example of credit memos, we have accounts and notes collected by the bank in favor of the depositor. We also have proceeds from loans credited by the bank to the depositor's account kasi minsan umuutang tayo, yung proceeds credit yun ni bank sa ating bank account. Okay? Then we have also matured time deposits transferred by the bank to the depositor's account. May tinatawag kasi tayong mga time deposits. Okay? Yung mga time deposits na yan, pag dumating yung maturity date, agad-agad na lang na tinatransfer ni bank doon sa account ni depositor company. Okay? So next, we have debit memos. Okay? Debit memos. Ano nga ba yung mga debit memos? These are items not representing checks paid by the bank but were charged against the depositor's account. Kumaga, ito yung mga bayarin na i-charge doon sa account ni depositor company. Mga disbursement o mga bayarin na na-record na ni bangko through debiting the company's or depositor's account pero hindi pa ni-record ni depositor or ni company. Okay. Kasi ganito yung relationship ng transaction ni bank at saka ni company. Sa company perspective, para madagdagan ang cash balance, kailangan i-debit yung cash account or cash in bank account. Ngayon, para naman bawasan sa records ni company, kailangan i-credit yung cash or cash in bank account. Ngayon, sa bank perspective naman, para dagdagan yung account balance mo, credit yan ni bank. Para naman mabawasan, dinidebit naman yan ni bank. Okay, bakit ganon? Bakit baliktad yung perspective? Cash naman yan. That is an asset. Now, sa perspective ni company, yes, it is an asset. Normal sa ating record na i-debit natin yan kasi nga debit yung normal balance. Pero kay bangko, yung perspective kasi ng bangko, dyan sa cash deposit natin is a liability. Kaya nga, credit niya. So, ito yung kailangan tandaan. In order to increase the balance of our cash in bank account, sa book records or company's records, kailangan i-debit. Sa bank records, kailangan i-credit. Kapag naman babawasan, under book records or company's records, kailangan i-credit. Under bank records, kailangan i-debit. Kaya nga yung tawag sa mga reconciling items ni books, meron tayong sinasabing credit memos at debit memos. Yung credit memos, dinagdagan yung bank account mo pero hindi pa na-record ni depositor. Yung debit memos naman, binawasan yung bank account balance mo pero hindi pa na-record ni depositor. Okay? So, example niyan, we have NSF checks. Okay? No sufficient fund. We also have technically defective checks and bank service charge and other service fees or other charges. Ito yung mas common, yung bank service charge. Although common din naman si NSF checks. Okay? Then proceed ako dun sa book errors. Yung book errors naman, ito naman yung mga reconciling items na common lang doon sa records ni book. Okay, by the way, yung credit memos at saka yung debit memos for theory purposes, doon po natin yan nakikita sa bank statement. Okay? Doon po natin yan makikita sa bank statement. Okay, so proceed ako dito sa book errors. Yung book errors, These are items representing errors on receipts and or disbursement. Kasi dalawa lang naman yan, yung transaction dyan sa uh, cash in bank account. We have the receipts and we have the disbursement. Pag nagkaroon ng error, kailangan i-adjust. So example ng error, omissions of data from records of the book. We also have understatement and overstatement of amounts. Then, we have also computation errors and errors on input of data. So, okay na tayo dun sa book reconciling items. So, proceed ako dito sa bank reconciling items. Ano-ano nga ba yung mga bank reconciling items? Unahin natin yung deposit in transit. Deposit in transit, yung ibig sabihin yan, these are those already been deposited by the depositor but not yet reflected in the current bank statement. Ganito kasi yung nangyayari. Uh, yung bangko na normal practice, meron silang tinatawag na clearing period. Okay. Usually, yung cut-off period ng pag-deposit is, for example, 3 p.m. By 3 p.m. nagsasarado ho yung bangko. But that doesn't mean na yung bangko wala nang operation. Meron pa rin. Meron silang operation yung tinatawag dyan clearing. Okay. Yung ginagawa ni bangko, uh, clear out nila lahat ng transactions, checks paid, deposits. Ngayon, kung merong deposit si company na hindi na record ni bank kasi nga hindi umabot dun sa cut-off, for example, 3 p.m. Tapos meron silang sinasabing clearing time. So, hindi yan nare-record yung deposit na yan, although it is already a deposit. Pero, yun nga lang, hindi pa nagre-reflect doon sa uh, bank statement. Hindi pa nagre-reflect doon sa bank statement. Okay? Na-deposit na, pero hindi siya nagre-reflect sa bank statement. Example niyan, collections already forwarded for deposit but not been credited by bank. Okay. We also have undeposited collections on hand of the depositor awaiting deposit. Next, we have outstanding checks. Ano naman yung tinatawag na outstanding checks? Yung outstanding checks, kilala din to sa tawag na uncleared checks or unpaid checks. Okay? Pero mas common yung term na outstanding checks. So, these are items of checks that remained uncleared by the bank as paid. So, these are checks good for payment sana pero hindi pa lahat na bayaran ni bank. So, merong outstanding. Kaya nga, outstanding checks. Yung concept sa outstanding checks, these are to be adjusted first by deducting any certified checks or those been marked accepted or certified. Pag sinabi kasing certified, yung check na yan, good as paid na yan. Okay? Example niyan, checks drawn and already given to payees but not yet presented for payment. Last, we have bank errors. Bank errors, the same goes with book errors. These are items representing errors on bank deposits and or bank payments. Parang ganun lang sa book errors. Deposits, we mean receipts. Payments, we mean disbursements. Okay? Example niyan, omissions again of data from records, understatement or overstatement of amounts, at saka computation errors and errors on input of data. Okay? So, I hope klaro yung mga reconciling items. Later on, i-apply natin yan sa next video discussion ko, discussion ng sample problem solving. Okay? Concept muna tayo, theoretical. So, next proceed ako dun sa different methods. We have at least 3 methods. Evidence kasi, may 3 araw ako dyan. So, 3 methods. Unahin natin yung adjusted balance method. Okay? Adjusted balance method, ganito po yung presentation niya. For book records, yung unadjusted book balance, add ka ng credit memos, bawas ka ng debit memos, add or less ka ng errors committed. Depende sa nature ng error na yan. Then we have the adjusted book balance. For bank records naman, unadjusted bank balance, dagdagan ng deposit in transit, bawasan ng outstanding checks. Again, yung outstanding checks, kailangan adjusted yan ng certified checks. Okay? So, kailangan yung outstanding checks, pag nakakita na mayroon siyang certified checks, bawasan. Then, add or less tayo ng errors committed ni bank. Then, adjusted bank balance. Ngayon, kasi adjusted balance method, kailangan yung adjusted book at saka yung adjusted bank balances, kailangan equal. So, kung 1 million sa book, kailangan 1 million din sa bank. Proceed naman ako sa pangalawa, we have book to bank. Pag sinabing book to bank, i-reconcile muna natin yung book records, tsaka mag-a-adjust tayo pabalik gamit ang mga bank reconciling items. Yung goal, kailangan makuha yung unadjusted bank balance. So, parang yung perspective dito, normal adjustment ka sa book, pagdating naman sa bank reconciling items, reverse treatment ka. Kung makikita nyo doon sa dito sa adjusted balance method, yung deposit in transit naka-add, yung outstanding checks naka-less. Kung titignan nyo dito sa book to bank, yung deposit in transit naka-less at saka yung outstanding checks naka-add. Okay? So reverse treatment or reverse perspective. So proceed naman ako dito sa bank to book. Okay? Yung presentation niya ganito, normal adjustment naman sa bank records. Okay? Then pagdating sa mga book reconciling items, reverse treatment again or reverse perspective. So yung credit memos instead na i-add, ili-less. Yung debit memos instead na i-less, i-add. Yung goal, makuha yung unadjusted book balance. Okay? So, yun. Sa next video discussion, I will discuss, i-apply natin, magsosolve tayo ng problem related sa bank reconciliation at i-apply natin yung 3 reconciling methods. Okay? So, I hope may natutunan kayo sa theoretical concept discussion natin ngayon. Okay. Thank you.